Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Realtor Nation Podcast, Episode 6. My name is Ian Hoover, and I am the host of this podcast, and I'm very excited to bring to you the Realtor Nation, a show to help you improve your business. My goal is to bring you some of the most successful agents in the business and ask them the questions that everybody wants to know. 87% of real estate professionals fail. It's time to change that. The agents I'm interviewing have not only succeeded, but they are truly some of the most talented agents in our business. Also, Realtor Nation, we are looking for more successful agents and brokers to interview, so if you are interested, please email me your resume, ian@ianhoover.com. Today I'm with Pittsburgh's own Alyxie Hill. Before we get started, I'd like to talk about her impressive resume. Alyxie has been licensed since 2016. That's right, a rookie sensation. Last year she sold over 27 homes in her first full year in the business. That's pretty amazing. So without further ado, I want to bring Alyxie in. Welcome, Alyxie.
Hi.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here.
Thank you.
I'd like to start by your journey. What was your journey to becoming a real estate agent?
So I initially had gotten laid off on my previous job, and I didn't want to go back to doing what I was doing, which was retail design. So I started looking into real estate classes. And then I was approached about being on a team once I got my license, and so I kind of knew that that's the direction I was interested in heading, and that's how I got started.
Okay, so you were in interior design, kind of in the same industry, right?
Yeah, a little similar, good background.
Okay, so you're newer to the business, so I wanted to ask you, there's so many brokerages out there. What was the process that you went through in deciding what brokerage that you ended up going with, and are you happy with that outcome?
So it's actually kind of a funny story. The team I ended up being a part of, Brian Sell's Pittsburgh team, he actually approached me in the shopping mall when I ran into him, and he knew I was getting my license. I was taking classes because I had mentioned it before, and he actually sold us our house. So back in, I believe it was 2014, maybe, he sold us our house. And so I met him that way, and I knew a friend from Johnstown who was in real estate, and she was the one who introduced him to us because she met him at R4, and then he sold us our house. So I knew I wanted to be with RE/MAX. I was, familiar with them, and when I was approached with that team option, I really didn't look elsewhere, and I was happy with where I was.
Okay, so you really didn't interview a whole bunch of brokerages.
I didn't. I had one other interview with Keller Williams, and that was actually before Brian had approached me with the team option. Okay.
So are you happy with the decision you made?
I am. I don't think it could have turned out any better if I would have went a different direction.
Now, it's a unique team option because I just talked to Brian. He was on our last podcast. So you were basically committed for a period of time, is that right? And then you go off on your own after that?
Yeah, there actually was no set date of when I could branch off on my own. It was just, for as long as I wanted to be, when I was ready, I could, make that decision. So. Okay.
Well, you know what? When I talk about the teams and being a part of a team, I think it's the best route for a new person getting started. That's when my career really took off, is when I associated with a team and with somebody who really knew how to go get business, and I think that's great. What's your favorite thing about our business?
It's something different every day. I'm not sitting in an office staring at a computer from 9 to 5, set hours. I have a daughter, she's 2.5, and I like to do a lot of things with her and be involved with her, so I can kind of work around that schedule, and if I want to do something or take her somewhere, I have that option. So I really just like, the day-to-day different schedule and meeting different people every day.
Yeah, I'm all about the people, and I think that's really the most fun part about our business. What's your least favorite thing about our business?
Probably the fact that my phone can ring anywhere from 7 a.m. to, 9, 10 p.m. at night. It can get a little crazy, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, the phone ringing can get a little crazy. You have to, at least for me, what I do is, especially if I'm having dinner or something, I put the phone away for a little while. It drives me crazy. I itch a little bit, but you have to. You have to make that time. So from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, what does a typical day look like for you?
So when I wake up, I get my daughter ready, get her off to daycare. She only goes 4 days a week, so again, that's, part of what I like about the business. I can only put her in, 4 days. She doesn't have to go full time, and I like that. So I get her off to daycare, and then I usually sit down, have my coffee, look through my emails, unless I have some appointment or something other scheduled. If I don't have any showings or anything going on in the afternoon, I'm working on building my business, getting all of my pages up and running, reaching out to leads, past leads, anything. So that's typically how my day goes until dinner time.
Until dinner time, when you're hoping to be home with your family?
Yes.
Or okay, so you don't do a whole lot of evening showings?
No, I still do.
Okay.
But I try to make it work as much as I can throughout the day. And if there is a necessity for someone who needs to see something in the evening, then I do accommodate as well.
Well, one of the reasons I do this podcast is because 87% of agents fail by the 5-year mark. It's a NAR statistic. So why do you think that is?
It's definitely not easy. So everybody thinks that you can go into this business and you can just sell a house and you can make a lot of money. It's a lot of work. You have to put in the time, and the hours that you put in will eventually show. But it's calling, it's emailing, it's texting, it's answering that phone, every minute that you can, and just staying on top of it. So if my broker said something to me and it really makes sense. So you can take a day off, or you can take 2 days off, but that's 2 days in the next month or 2 months away that you don't get paid.
Yeah,
I think
true.
that's something that people don't realize. Yeah. It's what you put into it is what you get out of it.
Yeah, you have that pipeline, and if you take 2 days off, it's going to hurt you in 2 months from now. Exactly. when those closings would have happened. You kind of hit the nail on the head. So it takes a lot of hours. How many hours per week did it take you to sell 27 houses last year?
Well, it's definitely not a 40-hour work week. I'd say it's probably 50 to 60 hours at least. 50 to 60
hours. Honestly, that's probably pretty low for the industry we're in. So you must be pretty productive with your days and really know how to schedule.
Well, as much as I can. It could be more than that. That's just a guess.
If you were to start over again, what changes would you make?
I honestly don't think that I would make any changes. Again, being a new agent, not having that pipeline, being so green, to start off on your own, it's kind of a shock. So you have a lot of upfront fees, and those don't go away. So to be on a team the way I was and learning that way at a sort of slow pace, it was a better route for me, especially with having a family. Always used to that salary pay, things like that. I wouldn't change anything.
Not even one little thing. You'd keep it 100% the same.
As far as going on the team, yeah.
Okay.
It was the better option.
Good. The saying I hear in this business all the time is you have to spend money to make money. What's the best free way you generate business?
Open houses.
Really?
I'll do a lot of open houses for Brian. I do get leads from that. Now, they may not be instant, buy in the next 30 to 60 days, but I still get a good amount of leads from that. And then through my broker, I get leads through Lead Street.
Okay.
And that's probably the best way.
Well, that's a great thing, because I'll tell you what, I've been with brokerages for multiple years where I didn't receive any leads. So the fact that your broker gives you any leads is a great thing. Mm-hmm. For the marketing that you do pay for, what's your best return on investment?
The marketing that I do pay for, well, right now I'm I'm still looking into those different options because I am just starting out on my own, away from the team. But currently I am on BombBomb.
Okay.
So I'm getting more familiar with video and getting in front of people and getting them to know me instead of just a phone call or text or email. So I'm looking for that to help out a lot. And then other than that, my Facebook marketing, just trying to get out there. I have my Zillow reviews, which have carried over from before. So word of mouth, I think that's helping too. But I'm not paying for a whole lot of marketing currently. I'm looking to see what the best source is for where I want to put my money.
That's smart, because I see people throwing money at Zillow all the time, and it's not always a huge success rate. So you definitely want to analyze before you just start throwing money out there, because then next thing you know, you're not making a whole lot of money.
Right, and I don't know, I'm just not following the trend to pay for Zillow zip codes. So I'm looking more into Realtor.com and Facebook ads and then BombBomb. So. Okay,
well that's really good. Our industry is changing. It seems like it changes every day. Now with things like Zillow, they're really trying to take over the for sale by owner market and kind of eliminate us. How do you see our industry changing in the next 10 years?
I think you're going to see a lot more with social media. We already see Facebook changing their algorithms and things like that. But I think that that's going to kind of take over. You're going to see a lot more people go into Facebook looking for things. Facebook is linked to everything. So I see that generating business maybe becoming a little more user-friendly for agents too, or at least I hope.
Facebook is a huge resource, and I think it's underutilized in our business, which is hard to believe. It's hard to... I don't think you've struggled very much, right? But I'm sure you had a time where you were struggling a little bit. So can you tell me about that and how you got through it?
I did have, a couple slow months, but mostly I would say the biggest struggles I have were with foreclosures and understanding all of that. I don't not take a deal, I guess. I will help anybody if I can. It's not for me, it's not about what the price of the home is. For me, it's a learning process right now, and still continues to be. So every deal is different, no matter the cost of the home. And I've found that I've actually learned a lot more and, can really gain more experience from these foreclosures that I've done, because each one's different, each bank is different, they all have different set of rules, and I think it gives me a good background to know what to expect for other people that want to look into foreclosures, because sometimes the bank will pay for die tests and sometimes they won't, and sometimes you're dealing with lien letters that won't be released and things like that, and utilities need to be turned on and it has to be habitable for it to be lendable. So I have struggled with a lot of that with some buyers, but in the end we got it to work, and that was probably some of the hardest deals I've closed, but learned the most from.
Yeah, foreclosures are a process, and it's never the same twice, and a lot of times the lender says jump, and you just have to ask how high and go through it. Definitely the most time consuming. Usually they pay the least too, so sure. It's definitely something that's not for everybody, right? So how important is goal setting to you?
It's pretty important. So I set a goal last year for 2017 that I wanted to sell 24 houses. And I wasn't sure how that was going to go at first, but I thought, 24 houses, that seems pretty good to a month. And I ended up reaching 27. So if I set that goal, then I'm really striving and working hard and putting time into it. So to me, it's important because I want to reach those goals, and it pushes me to do so. So I'm hoping to set a goal for 36 for 2018.
Okay, did you write it down?
I did.
Yeah? So you look at it every day?
I do.
It's the most important thing. All right, what is your 5-year plan?
I don't really know yet.
You don't know yet?
I don't know yet.
Okay.